All right, team, Saturday morning. I have to pack up stuff, but let's do this week's pickups. Bike frame, parts bike. 4 wheels and once a week guy. Got some motors and a bucket of fluff. I'm guessing that's transmission or transaxle, or whatever they're called on wheelchairs. That's this week's pickups. We have to go take care of a plumbing issue at a rental this morning. So I am trying to think what tools we need. We also have to mow a lawn. Oh, I think that's it. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. Long Haul got a new toy. Huh. Quite the printer. It's kind of weird. Trays sideways in the top. I wonder how it spins it in there. That is interesting. It must, do a 90 and spit it out the top the other direction. That's interesting. Unless I don't understand how it works. Anyway, enough of that. We'll gather up our tools. I got to get some gas and some trash cans, etc. Anyway, we're going to work on that and we'll talk at you later. Alright, team, Saturday, about noontime. We're back at the house. We got beat on our plumbing project. It's all like 1950s plumbing. It's all metal. I think it's chrome plated brass. I mean, some of it might be regular steel. But it rusted through. Some of the pieces rusted through. It's got like a 1950s garbage disposal as well, which does not hook up like this. It's actually got like a cast iron nipple coming off of it with a compression nut and a rubber gasket. The rubber gasket is swolled up because it's old and it's just bigger than it was originally. So what happened was I had to fight the old pipe off of the nipple, and I could not get the new pipe over the gasket. The gasket just kept sliding up. So basically, pretend this is the garbage disposal. It's got a nipple like that with the compression nut on here. And then a pipe similar to this slides onto that and you tighten it up. But I could not get the pipe up over the rubber gasket. So I think the plan will be we will take this guy over there and swap it out for the 1950s disposal. I think I have the part that goes in the sink for the quick connect here. So we'll have to take out the 50s disposal, take out the basket, put in the basket that fits the quick connect, put this on there, and then replumb it, probably with all PVC. We'll do PVC here, we'll do PVC coming off the other double bowl. They'll come together, and then they'll tee and go down to the P-trap, U-trap, whatever it's called. And that's what our plan will be. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Alright, team, Sunday morning. It's dawn, or just before dawn. We're going to check this thing out. As I recall, it works. It's used, but it's good to go. I think the dishwasher plug's already punched out. If it's not, we're going to need to punch it out because the existing one has a dishwasher hooked to it. So So anyway, I'm going to throw some electricity on this, make sure it's working, and we're going to confirm that the dishwasher plug's removed. And I got to look for the top basket that takes the quick lock. We'll get going. Alright team, we pigtailed this up, plugged it in. It's a little grumbly, but it works. I found I don't know what that's called, like a wire nut thing. If I spin off the lock nut, it should thread into there. There it goes. Then I'd tighten it with a pair of pliers. I won't bother trying to stick the lock nut back on it. Wire goes through, clamp it down, do all this connection stuff inside, put the cover plate back on, put a screw in it to hold it. But you do all that. This pigtail wire is already under the sink at the job, so that's where we're at. I definitely, the plug, I took off this cap, and it's capped because the plug's knocked out. And it is, it's open to the inside. Oh, I can't get my thumb out of the way, but there's the hole. The plug's out of it. Anyway, so we're good to go. I need to find the flange still. I got some plumber's putty for the sink already. I'm not sure what else we're going to need. I should probably grab a wrench or screwdriver for these bolts, because I'm probably going to have to take this off to get it all fitted together. I'll probably have to cut this shorter, because ours is a center drain. By the length of that, I'd say this one, the drain was over on this side of the sink. Or I guess it could have been on this side of the sink, depending which way they had it facing. Usually, most of the ones I've seen, the disposal is on the left side. It's on the left bowl, and the right bowl is just, you run water down it. It's just, just plumbing. Anyway. Alright team, long haul, found our basket. These are the parts. This is the part you normally see in the sink. I'm going to take a Scotch-Brite Scrubby. There's our plumber's putty. I'm going to take a Scotch-Brite Scrubby and get off the old putty that's around here. And I'll probably grind this up just because that actually goes on there. So that part drops in your sink, this part comes up from the bottom, and they squeeze together. I think I'm missing a gasket. Maybe that's on the screw-in style basket. You get the big rubber gasket. I can't remember now. Anyway, excuse me. We'll clean up the surfaces, so we're going to have to re-putty that part that looks all rusty. This part here. And then I think we got everything we need except for the stuff we got to buy at the store on the way there, or once we get there. Alright team, Sunday afternoon. We spent pretty much all day doing this plumbing thing. Several trips to the store, several problems. This is the garbage disposal that was under there. As you can see, this is that I was trying to describe earlier. Let me flip it upside down. Stands up better because, oh, this was a nice touch too. That is actually soldered. Somebody took the time to solder the wire together. So it was soldered to house wire, and then it was wrapped up in this. Anyway, this was what killed us. Because what happened was the pipe that went from the disposal over to the T, this went here, this went up to the second bowl. The disposal went in here, using something like that. This was down here with this in there, like that. But we'll get to that. So this is a pipe that, not this particular, this is a pipe that rotted out. It just plain rotted through. And this is brass, chrome plated brass, which I don't understand why it rotted out. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I thought it was steel. But this piece was the piece that was on here. And I don't know if you can tell, this is I bought a replacement piece, cut it to length, so then I couldn't return it, of course. And I don't know if you can tell, but right there, it's already snug before I even make it to that gasket that I just crunched up. It's already snug just trying to go on there, just on the nipple part. And as you can tell, it's a little rotted away. Same thing with the dishwasher hookup. It's a little rotted away. Anyway, so this is what got us over there. This failed, and as you can tell, it cracked. This is where I was trying to get it off of here. I grabbed it with some slip jaw pliers and tried to twist it, and it just punched a hole right through it. So then I started peeling it back, and I peeled it back all that, and it was still on here, and I couldn't get it off. And I finally had to, you know, do all this. But then, like I said, we went and got a replacement, and I could not get it back on there. Even without this rubber gasket, it still fits tight. I haven't even made it to the gasket yet, and I can't get on any farther. So I'm guessing it's because it's all corroded and it's gotten larger. As it corroded, it swelled the sidewall out. So anyway, I could not return this because I cut it. It was originally like so. So then we went with the disposer swap out that I told you about earlier. With the more traditional, this is the compression nut I was telling you about earlier. But we went with the disposal swap out, and we did some PVC. And oh, the other problem with this was threaded in there, but it wasn't really threaded in there, because that's all that's left of the threads right there. All the rest of the threads are gone, and they weren't in here, so they rotted out and washed away. So I bought the piece that we would have rethreaded in there, and I bought this piece, but I couldn't get this on the disposal, and I hadn't cut the piece that we would have threaded in there. So we got rid of all that. And we went and bought PVC. This is the part that comes out of the wall, and then it would hook to this. So it would look something like this. So it was PVC down to there, and then I could not get this to thread back on here. The threads, this is the first time I've really gotten a look at this. The threads inside here are jammed up or something. They don't work. So you get it tight, and then it like pops and loosens up again, basically. And there's a couple times I threaded it on there, and I was able to just pull it off. And this comes out of the wall. This is not the same piece, but this goes to the stack on the wall, and then it comes out and dips down. That's what this will be. So the rest of the pipe went into the stack. Where it went into the stack, it was soldered in. like cast iron. I think the stack was cast iron and this was soldered into it. So we ended up cutting it. So I ended up with just a pipe like that coming out of the wall. That's nice. So we ended up with a pipe like that coming out of the wall. I bought a new P-trap, PVC U and a PVC wall part. I cut the PVC to match this, and then we reattached the pipe coming out of the wall to the PVC with one of those rubber couplers with a hose clamp on each side. And then we put it all back together, and it actually didn't leak this time. But so much of this is just rotted out. And this was old disposal flange. I actually thought that was epoxy when I tried to take it out. I think it's plumber's putty. Really, really, really old plumber's putty. And as you can see, they weren't shy. But when we put in the new flange, we weren't shy either, because it's unlike a stainless steel sink, where this flange and the stainless steel are pretty much perfect together. The cast iron sink, it's a much more sloping, not machined look. So that's why this looks like this, because that's the profile of the cast iron. Whereas with a stainless steel sink, it would basically look like that. You'd just put a little putty there. This is the one I showed you earlier. I didn't have the gasket, but I realized we had one with the paper. It was a cardboard gasket, like a beer box or a soda box is made out of. That pressed board. I'm not sure, cardstock, whatever they call that cardboard. That's what the gasket was made out of. It wasn't a rubber one, it was just a cardboard one. I think that kind of details it down. Way too long, but that's where we're at. Alright team, that'll do it for this week. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. We'll catch you next week, team.